24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika nakupenda sana.
Good evening. If I was a 5-year-old, I was going to say that promise is a promise. It remains a promise. But now, an adult that I am, I'll say a promise. It's undertaking towards service delivery. We promised last week, Thursday, same time, that we will be back with another beautiful edition of Love SA through Bold Moves Radio. And here we are, service delivery in continuity. We have today a special guest that I'll give you an opportunity to get to know who that is shortly. And this as we proceed to show to you and share with you how loving SA should be. And our guest tonight or this evening will help us to march towards that realization of the love that we all owe towards the beautiful country, South Africa. Our guest will need not much introduction, but if our politician, I'll say protocols observed, I'll have to share with you his name. I'll have to share with you briefly where he comes from, career-wise, and why he is with us this beautiful evening and what we should anticipate from him. But before I tell you who that is, I have my co-host who should be indicating to us as well how he feels about this beautiful edition of Love SA.
Good evening, bold movers. Welcome yet again to another installation of Love SA. Like Mr. MANGANYI said, we promised last week that same time, same place, and I'm happy that all of you, our listeners, loyal listeners, have joined us yet again for another beautiful installation of Love SA. On this Thursday evening, we have a special guest today, my idol when it comes to voices that we hear on radio. I am so excited, and I hope you are equally as excited as I am. Let me not burst the bubble at this point in time because I could hear the line on which MANGANYI was going through, but otherwise I would leave the introductions right through to him. But welcome, we thank you once again for joining us, where we continue to ask each other that objective question. What are you doing in your own space, in your own time, in your own scale to love SA, to continue to make an impact to our country that is SA. Thank you so much once again for joining us.
Familiar to our household and the name that everybody would want to hear once it's mentioned, to hear more about it. It's one of the living ancestors of our airwaves. He has been with us for ages in the airwaves, and we are privileged, we are blessed to have him. And ladies and gentlemen, our viewers through YouTube and Facebook, tonight is another delightful show paired with a lot that we need to know from our guest. Our guest is, if I were to do them Home Affairs way, I will say Mkateko Sydney Baloyi, but otherwise, aka across Sydney Baloyi, aka across the airwaves. And welcome, Sydney Baloyi. We are happy to be joined by you, my brother, and we are looking forward to unpacking what you have for us this evening. And let's give him a chance to say hi to each one of us as we kickstart the program in earnest.
Okay, thank you, Kalanga. Welcome once again to the show. When I started, I said my idol when it comes to everything radio. I bet you didn't know that about me. I'm so excited to be hosting you tonight, Kalanga, and we're looking forward to once again a wonderful show where Kalanga is going to be sharing with us what it takes to make an impact through this. Social media platform, or rather communications platform, in terms of how we move forward into building SA. Due to some technical problems that we're experiencing right now, our technical producer Messi is going to quickly take us into a short commercial break whilst we attend to that, and as soon as we return, we carry on with our program. Thank you.
We seem to be back, all of us online. You know, load shedding comes with a lot of consequences, and one of them is the glitches as we try to connect, but we should be proceeding smoothly shortly.
Okay, just
With
to double check. Can you hear me perfect?
Yes, I can now perfectly, yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
And NGOBENI?
Yes, I can hear you.
Kalanga, I seem to have lost you. If you can carry on with what you have been saying, and that should be perfect now that I can hear you, it appears. And hopefully our viewers too as well. If not, we should be getting an indication through our executive producer and the viewers themselves as they continue to flood us with beautiful messages. Excited that we have you on air with us tonight.
Yeah. And can hear us loud and clear.
So that we are able to flow, ne? My boss. Reperile.
I can't see you.
You can't see me. No problem.
Yeah.
You see me. I can see you.
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks so very much. I just want to be mediating where the outreach is, and I would love to hear from our presenter, Mr. Manganyi. Are you audible? Are you able to hear us?
You are both very clear now.
Okay, because guys, sometimes you are so quiet that I think we leave our guests not knowing whether we are audible or not. So I just wanted to come in so that we are able to flow together. And then I just want to say welcome, our legendary broadcaster, Mr. Sidney Baloyi. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Strides Small, for such which you've created. I know you've been meaning great things over the years. Thankful to be, and I would like to thank both Manganyi for tonight.
Thank you so very much, sir. And Mr. Manganyi, if you could now talk to our guest.
Once again, you are welcome, and I can tell you that we are being flooded with beautiful messages with people, our viewers, both through Facebook and YouTube, excited that once again they can hear you across the airwaves, and a word or two that you can say to our viewers about what they should expect from you as we proceed with you about what you have for us. And what you have for us, it has got everything to do with how much we should show our love towards SA, and that we do that through airwaves, maybe to assist our viewers who may want to ask. The question that possibly somebody would want us to kickstart with could be that having been in radio for such a long time, today, in 2023, would you still say that radio is as relevant as it was at the time when you started with radio?
That's a very good question. Radio is definitely the most dependent for mass media communication. It's quite an exciting development around radio. We live in an era that is multiple platforms, which allows for people to have. But if you look at all over the world, stands out like just one single platform, which it's so easy to meet someone they hear on radio more they come across on so many that radio has acquitted itself quite that one platform take with all the so it is I must say.
Thank you, Kalanga. Thank you for that. I'm listening to you now, Kalanga. A lot of our listeners right now would wonder why I refer you to Kalanga, but they would understand Kalanga, Baloyi, Tondolovan, same WhatsApp group as they would say. But in any event, I'm listening to you, Kalanga, and I should say your flow in this English language is quite interesting. Your articulation on its own, it's quite interesting, and it explains a lot why you pursued a career in broadcasting. And I learned that you cut your teeth as an English teacher. More than that when we return from this short break. Welcome back, our bold movers, bold radio listeners. We are tonight with our guest, Mr. Sydney Baloyi, the legendary radio presenter. Kalanga, we thank you once again for joining us on the show. I'm Moses NGOBENI, your co-host, with my host, Mr. MANGANYI, technical producer, Messi, and our executive producer, of course, Pastor Strike. So, Kalanga, I want to carry on with this. What was the transition like between you starting off as an English teacher, teaching high school learners, into radio? How did you balance that?
So, after spending the period that's required for accredited teacher, teacher was excited. What I hope would be a very in teaching in high school. Only 2 years. I an advertisement it from the United States of America, and through this, they were offering an opportunity in South Africa to and in service the universities in the US. Chance and applied. Although make it it's quite a long story. In the end, I was South African teachers who were US to go and do more on of teaching language such as English to children or kids or mother tongue English. Because during my stay in Ohio, in the US, that radio more closely. A phenomenon that has now South Africa, that of an extremely well developed in with America been set on that. So started making friends with people who ran station in Ohio that I came from Africa, most specifically. People to develop a lot of interest in the early 90s, shortly after just Nelson Mandela. For a lot of American people into of appetite about country. So a chance to enter in using the campus radio. And I started off country and talking at the political level, the social disparities. And it soon that everybody positive Came back home. Instead of teaching English, I could maybe just, and I did that by to a station in as an English language operated from the vendor homeland in as part of that radio station before moving over to Johannesburg. Question more specifically was quite natural. I didn't even have. I think I'm a teacher, and all I was moving from to a radio still remain a teacher for life. 30 or 40 to be hundreds of thousands and seen, and I still want to be connected.
In fact, Mr. Baloyi, with Sydney, the truth is that, like you say, you continued as a teacher, you know, only that you are teaching masses now and behind scenes, you know, and we could just imagine you hearing your voice and back those days. I just want us to try something else because the sound is a little bit jacking. I want us to go back to the phone, and then we'll call you on the phone and then see if we can have smooth, because what you are dishing out is very, very important. And I, for one, you know, even before I dreamt of radio, you know, the big T, you'll hear the voice of Baloyi. So let me just call you and then see if we can clear that. And if we get it clear, then I'll let my wonderful hosts continue. But I just want to get that, please, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then we'll hear.
Available at the moment. Please try again later.
Okay, it says, okay, just check on it. Okay, call it again. Thank you. All right. Okay. No, just go. All right. Yeah, I can hear you. Just mute the laptop now. Let's see.
Okay, the laptop is muted.
Just the sound. All right. I think now I see. I think let me allow you and the presenters continue. Yes. I'm still here.
The people who join.
That's beautiful. And then, Mr. Baloyi, Mr. NGOBENI, are you able to?
At this point in time, I can't hear what Mr. Baloyi is saying, except for reading the lips on what he's saying. I have a good eye on that one.
But I can hear all of it.
Yeah. I think it's okay because It's only when I open mine, then there's an echo. So guys, ask your questions, and then Mr. Baloyi will be responding. He's clear on the phone. He's not jerking and cutting.
Okay, thanks, Kalanga. Thanks, Kalanga, for the beautiful journey that you are sharing with us. And there's a journey that obviously seeks to show us, to guide us, that we have a direction to take, that direction towards loving the beautiful country, South Africa. If I may ask you, what inspired you to be the teacher that you are, that you have always been to date?
yourself after your broadcast. If it builds an incredible sense of discipline. It makes you to respect your audience. It makes you to develop a spirit of questioning yourself, of questioning the world. You want to have something new to share with people every day. I hope the audio is not messing up with this great part. I can hear some echo.
Okay, I've got two questions, and one of which comes from one of our viewers, Rodney Wally Jim Jones. It's an interesting question he's posing to you, Sydney. He wants to know if you do have a role model. If so, who that is and why. And the second question, I'll ask the two questions together. You will answer them together as well. The other question that I have for you is, given the prevailing circumstances today, and especially in South Africa, because remember that this is Love SA, it's a show that is centered on inculcating love in the minds of citizens across the country. Does radio have a role to play in teaching people how they should go about building this country?
Okay, Mabosha, if you could go back to your laptop. If you could go back to your laptop audio. Thank you.
Okay. I'm back on my...
yeah.
Please, can you just confirm?
You're good. You're good.
Okay, fantastic. I was in Manganyi. You has people their country. Of one of the radio services, the BBC is obviously English identity and the English people. See, over the past century, established itself as weak radio, and everyone BBC, the first thing that you are taught in Britain is to love, is to love the Queen in peace. 20 years working for the BBC, black suit, but next to you, it had to be in a book. Nobody was expected because the English preparing for the transition at the time, about the second, the longest reigning monarch. They knew that she was, and they wanted the BBC became that. BBC became that would champion of Queen Elizabeth II. In part of the contract for hired at the BBC, because the day Queen Elizabeth, the minute it is whole of the BBC was black suit. So that, which as I can tell you, it may already been this veered to show love for one. And if something is important on your radio, and that's exactly what we can do. Thank you. I hope we still. Yeah. Oh yeah, there is the question from Waleji Joabu Shannon. The truth is had plenty of roles more my career and throughout. No one should ever. There are plenty that are required to make complete to morals. I have, when it comes to videos specifically, I have those there as well. And to other aspects of life, from role models and people who are famous easily. It just has to be someone someone they leave you fit. It will spend that time. It will take forever if I start listing of role models. On Pastor Strike, who I had working with for many years, that I used a lot of value, proper life, about love for my country. Being on this show today, it's something that I cherish quite.
Well, thank you, Kalanga. Thank you. We seem to have a very serious issue with our sound today. Our technical producer have been trying very hard, working around the clock to attend to it. Our listeners are confirming this too, and all I can do is to apologize to our listeners. Unfortunately, we'll have to cut this show very short and perhaps arrange another time with Kalanga because our recording apparatus are taking the sound as it is. We can hear him audibly clear, but it would seem on our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, where we're coming to you live, the sound is not going as clear as it should be. There's sound cuts after each and every one or two words said. So Kalanga, in front of all these people who are with us here, I want you to agree that you are definitely going to join us again. Perhaps we'll try to arrange next week or the following week and have you with us today. Have you with us once again, because we cannot miss, our listeners cannot miss what you've been sharing with us. You've shared so much so far. I wish there was a way in which we could doctor the sound into the video so that they can watch it at the later stage at the comfort of their own homes or wherever they would be. But for tonight, our viewers allow us to cut the show short, and then we will attend to this and make sure that when we return with the next installation of Love SA, this problem doesn't present itself again.
It will be my pleasure to again whenever so you can take this information that I will make myself to do this show and running.
Thank you, Kalanga. Much appreciated. Kokwan Magoda, let's call it a night.
I agree 100%, and very, very profusely sorry to our listeners and viewers across all social media platforms. And he has indicated, he has made an undertaking that definitely avails himself for the next available opportunity for him to grace our airwaves. Thank you, Kalanga, and thank you to our executive producer and our listeners and viewers at home.
Thank you.